Hey friends, it's Allison. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make this really beautiful floral card using dies from the Large Die of the Month kit from Spellbinders. This is the August 2023 kit, and here are all the dies that come in it. And this month it's called Blooming Pomegranate, but we're not going to use any of the pomegranate pieces. We're going to focus mainly on this large die, which cuts basically vines and leaves. And then we're going to use almost all of the floral pieces. And most of the dies you see on the right hand side are for making the large pomegranates and then pomegranate pieces. We're not going to be using those for this card today. So I also want to show you the 3D embossing folder of the month. This month it's called 3D Stylized Floral, and I embossed it from a light blue piece of cardstock, and it's really gorgeous. So right now I'm deciding if I want to use the embossed side or the debossed side for my card, and I decided to use the debossed side. So you see me putting glue on the embossed side, or the side that has the raised edges, and I'm going to glue that to a white card base. And you'll see I've already started cutting up a bunch of flowers for my card. And because this has a bunch of raised, uneven edges, I'm going to put a bunch of acrylic blocks on top while this dries. So what I've done, and I'll show you what I'm doing, is I'm lifting these flowers. You'll see there's little round circles at the end of most of these vines or leaves. And that is for the pomegranate pieces. So remember, those pomegranate pieces were quite large. Like, look at how big that circle is. Those circles are intended to kind of show you where the pomegranates go, not these little florals. Well, I want to use the little florals. So, oh, and by the way, I'm just showing you the little thanks that comes in the kit. So I'm going to cut these large circles off, and I'm going to keep the stems, and you'll never know, that the little circles aren't there or that they were even supposed to be there, but the stems will be there, and then we can attach smaller flowers to them. And so here you see me doing it to the other large set of leaves. I love these leaves because you'll see the dark green, how the dark green layers on top of the light green base. And I think they're really pretty. So here I am just gluing this in place, and you'll see I just kind of cut off the edges of where I knew I wanted them to meet the edge of my card. And I'm lifting the leaves a little bit. I don't really want all of it to be glued down. I kind of like when there's raised edges to leaves. It just gives it more dimension and interest. So I had flipped the card over, and I'm gluing that second large piece. And now I'm just kind of placing flowers. I'm not gluing them down yet. I'm just kind of placing them, at the end of those larger stems, so that I can then figure out where to come in and fill space. So like that one that I just put down, I want to fill some of the empty spaces around the sides of the card base. So here I'm coming in and I'm gluing on one of those partial pieces right now. And none of the flowers are glued down yet. I'm just really focusing on the leaves and the placement of everything. So I used orange and pink again. I think I did that. Well, I probably did that with the small die of the month. I was going to say I did that recently. That was just the other day. Time flies, right? It seems like a while ago, but it was just the other day. I like to use similar color palettes sometimes when I'm working on like the monthly kits, or if I'm working on a specific release. I don't know. It makes it easier. You don't have to think about it too much when you're working with the same color palette. And of course I love this color palette anyway. I would probably use this every day if I didn't think everybody would get terribly bored with it. So here I'm just, again, gluing my elements down. And you'll see this little daisy I'm going to tuck behind this leaf just to give it a little bit of interest. All right, so the thanks, which by the way, I had cut it out of white cardstock and then I layered it and offset it on a piece of pink cardstock. So now I'm deciding, I think I want to bring some elements underneath that. So I'm creating another flower. And these flowers, they're so easy to put together, really. And I'm just kind of figuring out placement for this little guy. And I'm not sure if you can see, but so again, this is the debossed side of that embossing folder panel. And there's little daisies in there. So I think the little daisies in the background look really good with the daisies that I'm putting on top of the card. So here I am just cutting off the excess of those elements that I just glued in the corner. And now I can finally come in and glue my thanks. And use my T-square ruler to make sure it's on straight. And now I'm just going to start filling in some more empty spaces with some more daisies. So, like I said, and like you saw, there's large pomegranate pieces, and obviously the whole kit itself is named pomegranate. I forget, pomegranate, whatever. But I chose not to use it, and I love how it turned out. You don't have to use the whole kit. Pick elements that you like. I just really love the floral images in this set. And, you know, do it your way. That's it for me today. I appreciate you coming. And I'm going to link to that small die of the month right here in case you missed it. It was a really fun one. And I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.